Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? This video, we are going to explore the biggest and most expertly crafted exploration mod pack Minecraft has ever seen. Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons 2. With over 280 mods, hundreds of incredible custom structures, 13 amazing dimensions to explore, an entirely custom-made RPG skilling system, brand new incredible boss mobs to challenge, over 1,500 quests to complete, and plenty more. I've broken down this mod pack review into 5 parts. The core features, exploration, your progression, fun tips and tricks, and finally, the challenges. Ready? Let's begin. First, let us talk about the important things you'll need to know when getting started in this mod pack in part number 1, the core features. Getting started, you may notice that when you start your journey, you're able to earn experience through certain activities. This is from the mod Project MMO. I recommend familiarizing yourself with this mod as it'll be in control of your long-term progression. Essentially, there are 17 skills that you can train in this mod, and by training each skill, you'll slowly unlock abilities to utilize certain tools, weapons, and armors, as well as certain trinkets and relics. That's right, you won't be able to use that fancy diamond pickaxe right away. Before you can, you'll need to achieve at least level 40 gathering through mining or chopping wood. You're encouraged to take your time with the tools at hand and not feel the need to rush the best weapons and armors before you go exploring. After all, that's exactly what this mod pack is all about. Further to this, leveling certain skills will bestow you with special buffs like increased reach, higher base damage, increased health, and plenty more. Next up, your base. You'll certainly want to set up a base of operations, which you can do almost immediately with this starting house from prefab. However, tech and automation won't be the main focus of this mod pack. Instead, you'll only need some basic infrastructure to begin with mods like the Spice of Life Potato Edition, granting you powerful rewards for a varied diet. Having a large and well thought out farm that provides you with a wide variety of foods will certainly come in handy. You also have mods like Farmer's Delight, Simple Farming, and the Vanilla Food Pantry, offering hundreds of amazing new recipes to satisfy even the most talented of chefs. You can also set up powerful resource farms with productive bees long term, as well as some rudimentary automation using the rats mod. But don't worry about going too crazy. Oh, and while you won't be able to dump all of your items into a fancy refined storage unit, you are given mods like Storage Drawers, Simple Storage Network, and Cooking for Blockheads to help you organize all your wonderful loot that you're sure to find. One more thing, when you go mining, you may find you accidentally teleport yourself into the nether, kind of like what I did. What the? That's because your new entrance to the nether will be through these underground rifts. To get back, find a reclaimer. They're semi-rare but fairly easy to spot. Once found, activate the reclaimer by surrounding it with gold and jumping directly into the blinding light. This also means you're no longer able to simply build a nether portal at the back of your base, but instead, you must collect some of this dimensional plasma and store it somewhere safe in your base for easy access, as well as collect a reclaimer and activate it so you can travel back safely. Finally, make sure you're following along the quest lines given in the mod pack, as not only will you be given guidance on what to do next, but completing quests will also award you with coins that you can use to buy loot boxes. These loot boxes are riddled with useful items and can seriously help you out with your progression. Alright, with the basics out the way, let us now take a look at the phenomenal structures, biomes, and dimensions you have the freedom to explore in part number 2, exploration. Your new world has been souped up with incredible new biomes to discover. Classics like Biomes You'll Go and Abundance, and a plethora of amazing biomes and landscapes to explore in the overworld. While your caves have been beautifully expanded by mods like Young's Better Caves and Orsinis's Caves. Mods like Darker Depths also add a whole new layer of atmosphere to your underground exploration. The overworld is also just one part of this new expansive landscape, as both the Nether and End Dimension have also received some welcoming upgrades. No thanks to mods like Better End Reforked and the Energetic Expansion mod, adding awe-inspiring new scenery for you to traverse. Now let's look at structures. There are literally hundreds of amazing structures you'll be able to find in your journey. Some of the smaller ones you'll likely come across at the start of your journey come from mods like Valhelsia structures and Dungeons Enhanced, covering your landscape with beauty and giving you a near endless supply of crazy fun structures to explore and conquer. Other mods like It Takes a Pillage offer these beautiful fortresses that you'll need to tread carefully on if you want to take out the pillager's main operations. Or how about one of my favorites, When Dungeons Arise? This mod has some spectacular and insanely large structures for you to explore. Seriously, you'll need to come prepared before you take on the menacing threats in each of these dungeons. Good luck. You think that's everything? Ha! Stalwart Dungeons also add some ridiculously cool dungeons to the nether, alongside some amazingly well-designed mobs. But that's not all, as again, Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons 2 adds not just an expansion into your usual Minecraft dimension, but more than 10 astounding dimensions for you to sink your pickaxe into, with dimensions things like the Undergarden, a gloomy wasteland with uncanny creatures and scary structures. Or how about fan favorites Twilight Forest, offering over half a dozen insane boss battles for you to overcome. Or Blue Skies, with not one but two exquisite dimensions that are filled with new mobs, structures, boss battles, and tons of incredible loot. I'm not even halfway. You have A Tomb 2, an ancient wasteland riddled with the souls of our ancestors, hell-bent on hunting you down. Also filled with structures, bosses, and amazingly unique weapons to add to your arsenal. You have Good Night's Sleep, giving you the power to enter an entire dreamland, or even your worst nightmares. Or the Bumble Zone, with towering walls of honeycomb, and also a surprisingly good source of honeybees. There is just so much for you to explore, and by the way, if you're interested, I've got a few videos that actually cover plenty of these dimensions in more detail. Links to these in the description below, or by clicking on the little eye at the top right of your video screen. I must keep going. Let us now look at some critical information that I believe will help you massively in part number 3, progression. We've already seen how Project MMO controls the loot that we are able to interact with, depending on each of our skill levels, and so one major part of progression will simply be to engage in activities that help us to level up. While this does introduce a small level of grinding, you will be rewarded by simply taking your time with gathering resources, building a base, and exploring the world around you. At no point should you feel like you need to run around shooting a gazillion cute animals just so you have a high enough level to finally use that cool bow you found. The other main way to progress will be to simply spend time acquiring that fabulous new gear, just waiting to be claimed. To begin with, mods like Dungeons Gear will be your best friend, offering a ton of super unique weapons and armors for you to play with. Progressing further, you may want to try out mods like Spartan Weaponry, with a plethora of new weapons and offering a ton of new ways to engage in combat with your foes. For example, the Greatsword allows you to sweep the entire battlefield, taking out multiple foes at once. And for the more tactical, mods like Extra Bows and the Spartan ranged weapons may be more up your alley, adding some extra powerful bows and even upgrades to your bows as well. As you continue to grow in skill and power, mods like Upgraded Netherite will start to become a juicy option, offering armors with unique endgame abilities like the ability to walk on lava. And mods like Archer's Paradox may become more viable as you gather and acquire more resources to create some insanely powerful arrows. And finally, as you grow into your endgame armors, you'll find mods like Ice and Fire suddenly becoming available to you as you quest for that extremely powerful Dragon Steel armor. But also, there may be something even more powerful than that. Something dreadfully powerful. Don't think that weapons and armors are your only option, however, as Roguelike Adventures 2 also allows you the ability to become a mage. Mods like Ars Nouveau gives you the freedom to express your magical abilities however you please, offering plenty of deadly spell combinations. You also have Eidolon. Eidolon is an extremely powerful magic mod, offering a wide variety of rituals to cast and enchanted weapons for you to wield. You also get access to a ridiculously powerful enchanter called the Soul Enchanter, giving your weapons and armors a completely renewed power. There are also a ton of mods that add a plethora of useful trinkets. Mods like Bountiful Baubles and Artifacts grant trinkets that you can both craft and find in the overworld. Like this one, the Shulker Heart, granting immunity to levitation, or these fluffy cat slippers. They do an amazing job of scaring away creepers. Other mods like Trinkets give you abilities that you unlock by simply exploring and progressing in your world, like extra hearts or extra luck for looting those chests. An amazing late game mod called Enigmatic Legacy also offers extremely rare and powerful trinkets that will seriously upgrade your abilities. Trinkets like this one, the Heart of Creation, gives you the ability to fly at the cost of some experience, but also the power of a wither. A final mod I want to introduce to you is this one, RPG Gods. This mod works alongside Greek fantasy and allows you to pay tribute to several Greek gods. These gods will grant you special abilities and also come to your rescue in your time of need. The more gods you unlock over time, the more blessed you will be and the more powerful you can become. Now, before I go on to share the incredible challenges that await you in this mod pack, allow me to share you some rapid fire tips in part number 4. This is my favorite part. Ready? You can dodge in any direction by pressing Alt, thanks to LNI dodge, and you can also jump in midair to avoid damage, but only if you're quick. You have 3 potential lunar events every night. The Blood Moon, which increases spawn rates of mobs and also prevents you from sleeping. The Harvest Moon increases crop yield, and the Blue Moon increases your luck. Look out for goblin traders wandering your world. They will buy your ores for more ingots. Get a backpack as soon as possible, as it'll help you with storing all that valuable loot. Make use of the Waystones mod. Like all adventuring mod packs, this mod is crucial for your long journeys. Eating a variety of foods will increase your max health. If you die near lava, don't worry. Use this key to find out where you last perished and safely retrieve your items from this gravestone. Use the small ships mod to travel through them cursed seas, Captain. Piglins are now really smart. Don't hurt them. The Bag of Yurting gives you the ability to swallow your entire base camp and save for later use. How cool is that? Oh, also, you can jump and scale walls. Campfires does heal you. Luck is a powerful new potion effect when looting chests. Use it. Wanna be like Link in Breath of the Wild? Check out this cool paragliders mod. Feeding an abandoned human will make him follow you around and fight monsters. Alright, I think it's time. Next, let me show you some of the incredible challenges that await you in this insane mod pack in part number 5, the challenges. Thanks to Madrus's progressive difficulty mod, when you first start out, the world will be in normal mode. While this doesn't sound too bad, it's still harder than your usual vanilla experience. For example, monsters will attack you in groups, being commanded by a main leader. And if you kill too many undead enemies, you may trigger a raid from the undead army. This raid will seriously challenge your usual nighttime hunting, but also provides some fresh new loot. Once you manage to defeat the Wither, you'll then be put into expert mode. This mode increases mob damage and introduces the elite skeleton warriors who shoot way faster and harder. Illusioners who will now spawn naturally in the world, introduce creeperlings who spawn after a creeper explodes, give larger and more deadly undead army raids, more powerful wither skeletons, and way more. And finally, once you manage to defeat the Ender Dragon, you'll be put into master mode, again making everything even more challenging. Don't think you're being punished too hard, as with greater risks come greater rewards, with increased loot, better drop chances, and more experience. Now for some more challenges. First up, Dimensional Dungeons. Dimensional Dungeons adds these amazing procedurally generated dungeons filled with puzzles, mobs, and fantastic loot. You'll need to build a portal like this. Refer to the guidebook you're given for more info. This is a great activity to do if you're tired of all that exploring and want a fresh new challenge to take on. You also have these craftable orbs. These orbs will open a rift between your world and a world of nightmares. Flowing through will be waves of enemies, each wave growing in numbers, but the clock is ticking. You need to defeat each wave in time for the next wave to begin. Otherwise, the rift will close and you earn nothing. If, however, you manage to complete all the waves, you'll be handsomely rewarded. Finally, let's now check out the boss mobs. Greek fantasy adds a ton of new bosses for you to challenge, like Cerberus, the three-headed hellish hound of the underworld, or the bronze bull, charging at you with metallic rage. Or how about Mousy's mobs? These creatures can be found roaming through the vast new landscapes and offer epic fights for the player to overcome, like this guy, Barako the Sun Chief, thrusting you back if you get too close and striking you with his rays from afar. Or how about the Ferrous Rort, demolishing his opponents with immense strength and practically immune to your attacks from up front. Or how about the dragons from Ice and Fire? Using these new craftable Eye of Dragons, you can locate a tier 5 dragon, the strongest of them all, and face them in an incredible battle. Finally, there's also the Meet Your Fight mod. These guys are no joke, adding 3 unimaginably powerful ethereal beings. You have Swamp Jam flying high above the sky and dropping enormous explosions directly onto you. Then there's Bellringer, crushing you with deadly cubes and dodging any attack you may try to bring him. And finally, Dame Fortuna, the most difficult of them all, also summoning deadly cubes in droves and turning your fight into a bullet hell battle. I wish you luck with these legendary creatures. You're going to need it. And if you manage to complete each challenge, I commend you. When you are done, I suggest you craft this, a pina colada. Travel to the Tropicraft dimension, craft yourself a chair or even a hammock. Kick back, relax, and sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.